Hello everybody, welcome to OCHD and welcome to another Kotodaman video. Today we are covering the collaboration bingo between Kotodaman and Frieren, The Journey's End. I think that's the English title. I don't know. Pretty easy bingo. As always, we do have the quiz coming up at a certain point, which is not fun. But let's start off with stage 1 of the bingo, which is nice and easy. There's an introductory stage that basically has like some clips from the anime and sets up the story. It shows you the new special unit, which has Frieren and the rest of the party. And you know, it's a nice unit. Obviously, these are the big premium units. That's 30 multis, so I don't tend to go for those unless I fancy it. Unless I fancy it. I won't be going in on these banners. I've read like volume 1 of the manga, and I've seen little bits here and there, and it does look interesting. It's a bit of a slow starter, but I can see that it does get a lot better later on. But I haven't read enough of it to justify spending all of my gems trying to get these units. So very easy stage for mission 1. Clear that, and you have completed the first part of the bingo board. Moving on to the second part of the bingo board, we need to get Laufen up to well, no, we need to clear 3 times. So you can see I just showed the 2 stages there. Those are the standard stages, and then there is also the daily once a day stage. That counts towards this mission. That also helps with getting the character's luck up, which we will need for later. So make sure to do that daily stage. At least, you know, if you're doing it all in one day, at least do it that one day. But if you're taking it slow over the course of the event, you can do that every day, and it's going to be very easy to get her up to max luck. I mean, realistically, what, like a few days and you'll be done, no problem. So it's pretty good. It's pretty straightforward stage. It only has 1 stage gimmick. And I didn't have that many units, like, you know, the collab units and stuff that resisted that, but I had enough, and I had a bunch of other just general use units. Just threw a team together. It wasn't even really thinking about time matchup or anything, just put one together, and yeah, pretty easy stage, to be honest. And yeah, the daily stage does drop a lot more luck than the other 2 stages. But obviously, you can only do it once a day. And the higher difficulty stage drops more than the lower difficulty stage of the normal stages. So do the higher difficulty stage if you can, which you should be able to. And then that's mission 2 done. You just have to clear 3 times. And like I said, clearing any of those 3 stages, a total of 3 times, in between the 3 of them, will count. Now, mission 3. This is the fun one. This is the quiz. Now, as always, remember, you do not need to get 100% 10 out of 10. You need to get 2 correct, any 2 correct, and you will clear the mission. And in clearing the mission, you will get a 1 free single summon on a banner that only has Frieren characters. There's like a 95% chance, might even be higher percent chance, that will be the 4-star Frieren gacha character. But you might get lucky. You never know. And the only way you'll know is if you clear this mission and get that. But of course, we're trying to clear all the missions for the bingo board. So you can see on the left-hand side all of the questions and the answers. These are, as always, also in the description. Had a bit more trouble with this one because I don't know a lot about the series past that first volume. Some of them were easy, you know, Google Translate job, or just bits I sort of recognized or knew from context or whatever. Other ones, a little bit more difficult. But yeah, the quiz, because you only need to get 2 right. I always hope that the people watching, even if they have trouble matching the question that I've written out on the left and what's coming up in their game, because it doesn't necessarily come up in the same order. They are in sets, set 1, set 2, and set 3, but they are random within those sets. So I can't guarantee what order you're getting the questions in. So sometimes I could see how some people might have trouble matching them up. Another thing is the already filled in letters. That's not always the same either. So it might be the same for you, but it might also be different. And then again, that's going to make things a little bit more difficult. But as you only need to get 2 right, I do hope that at least with the aid of the video and with the aid of the text and the description, you can hopefully get it. And I did use somebody else's guide, a Japanese player's guide, which I have linked in the description. If you want to use that, it goes a little bit slower through this section. It won't have the English, but you don't really need it for the actual doing of the quiz. You just need to be able to recognize what's written on their screen and what's written on your screen, and then just answer the same thing that they answer. Doesn't matter what team you use, just gotta get the correct answers and then job done. But that's easy enough, right guys? Easy enough. And that's probably the hardest part of the actual bingo. More, but for me at least, for making the video more time consuming. But I don't think any of the stages are particularly difficult. Not necessarily in this event, but speaking specifically about this bingo board. The part 3 clear, and we got our reward. Very, very nice. Now, number 4. This one is the actual easiest part. The item we got from the first stage, clearing the first stage, you just go into the exchange and you trade it for an equipable item. And that's it. That's the mission clear. Look how quick that was. Part 4 done. Just like that. Part 5, we mentioned this before, you have to get Laufen up to max luck. And don't forget, the things to remember, do the highest stage of the regular stage if you can beat it. Do the daily stage. And don't forget to collect from missions. Every time you clear any version of this stage, you will get copies of the character that will contribute to her luck in the missions. And you can see I collected my missions just like that. Bang. Up over 100. Max luck. And so it's pretty straightforward. That is one of the easiest. These types of events, that's the easiest characters to max out. They have harder ones in every single collab event. And I'm sure there is a harder one, but you don't need to do them for this bingo board, so it's fine. Moving on to mission 5. This requires us to do some story mode, some of the new story mode that came out recently. You need to beat stage 5 of this section of the story. So the first 4 stages are just like story quests. You could just skip through those. That's not an issue. Or if you want to watch it and understand what's going on, that's great. But I feel like if you understand, you probably don't need this video to explain what's going on. So I just skip through that and then we go on to the actual stage. Now, with these stages, quite often these flame sprites, you have to either kill them first or you have to kill them simultaneously or whatever. I think this is a slightly easier stage because there didn't seem to be any of these additional debuffs going on. We have the bomb gimmick and we have the copy gimmick and the like switch around gimmick. But as long as you have a few units that are resistant to each, which I have, then you should be able to set up some pretty nice combos. And I knew that some of the units I had here were AoE. So that's why I've targeted the character in the middle, the boss. Because I'm thinking, if I'm hitting everybody, there's a very good chance those flame sprites that don't have that much HP, I can wipe them out and the majority of the damage will be focused on the big boss. So I got a pretty nice combo there, which I was pretty happy about, even if I did get a little bit of a hint and a little bit of help. And you can see we've got the Konosuba Quartet, who do quite a lot of damage AoE. But then I also had the original character who hasn't attacked yet. And I know that they also have an AoE attack. This attack is AoE as well. And so straight away, damage is decent. Not enough, sadly, to kill in one turn. But probably would have been if I'd have considered type matchups a little bit better. Because I hadn't really set up the team with the best type matchups in mind. But it's okay. It's okay. Because you just go at it the second time around. And I'm still trying to, as I'm doing this, bear in mind those two debuffs, the copy debuff and the switch around debuff. And I do have some units for it, so I knew it's probably going to be okay. I was a little bit worried there because it hinted that I should put Albedo in there, but Albedo was going to get switched around, didn't have a gimmick resistance, and I just got lucky that she had a few different ones that would fit in that slot. So even though I put in the A, it changed to Ts, and it was fine. It was totally fine because it's still a sound that's ending in like that and then we have the one right after it. It just flowed. It was just lucky. It was very nice. It was very lucky. But that's not a difficult stage anyway. The damage the boss was doing was not particularly high. And so I got away with whatever tomfoolery I was trying to do there. And there's a character you get at the start of that story that we got for doing one of the story quests. You get a bunch of luck of that character, plus you get a copy of the character that we actually beat in the stage. So cool, I guess. But more importantly, Part 6 cleared, moving on to Part 7. This is another one where we have to clear a daily stage. Now, with the ones where it's clearing the daily stage, obviously, if you're doing the whole event, you could just be doing all of the characters, all of the daily stages every single day, and getting the luck you need. But in this instance, I think the character's name is Richter. I'm just beating the daily stage once because that's what the bingo's asking me. I'm not thinking about his other stage or anything like that. The other stages will not contribute to this stage. Now, I do think that this one is just to challenge the stage. That's what it says anyway on my script right here. It says challenge the Richter stage, daily stage, one time. So before, when we had to beat the Laufen stages, we had to clear them. This is just a challenge. You could literally go in and just lose on purpose, and that would be fine. that would be totally fine. But if you can win, you might as well. It's worth doing. Now, once again, not much thought put into tight matchups or anything like that. Just pick the sort of rainbow team, full of units I like, but also they help me with the debuffs on the stage, and the debuffs cleared immediately thanks to some very nice matchups there. I think that Precure character and the Digimon, the link up there, they both had like the yellow barrier break. But that barrier was gone in an instant. It was gone. But the damage output was not as good. So what I probably should have thought about was bringing a team that was better matched for this. But you know what? It's fine. I just took a little bit longer on this stage than I maybe intended to. But I wouldn't say it's a difficult stage. If you're looking at the actual damage he's doing to me, it's not that high. But it just seems like his HP is maybe a bit higher than some of the other stages we played today. I will say a lot of the damage I'm doing is type disadvantage or neutral damage, so it's not that great. But you saw when Ida got an attack off there, who does have type advantage, the damage was pretty good. So we did beat the stage. It took what, like 2 turns? I mean, 2 turns is not too bad, but we're not done with stages yet. There are 2 more that we sort of need to talk about in more detail when we get there, and we're just about to get there. But that is stage, or part 7 of the bingo done. And I would say, yeah, no ridiculously challenging stages. We've had some bingos in the past where it's like crazy. Not this time, so I'm pretty happy about that. Now this one is a little bit different. They have implemented this like labyrinth, which I assume is like the test arc of the manga. There is like a game mode similar to that. There's a bit of it in story mode, but there's also like a couple other game modes that have that sort of stage layout, and they've implemented it into an event, which I haven't really seen them do that much, if at all. So that's kind of cool. But this is the stage we need to beat. This one we're about to enter here. The first 2 stages were just to unlock that stage, and that is the stage you need to beat for mission 8. So the stage we are doing now, and this debuff, freeze, is going to freeze any units it's touching if it is not cleared. Now you can see I had the perfect units to clear it there, so I wasn't too worried about that. But if I had failed to clear it, any unit that was in one of the slots either side of it, they would get frozen out. They can't do anything that turn. So that's obviously concerning. It's obviously not what we want. But yeah, this stage, again, I didn't really consider the type matchups too much. But I've sort of gone away with it somehow most of the time. Like, even some of the choices I was making with, like, the Hiragana I was matching up during this were not good. But I think I just I got a bit lucky. But again, these stages don't have that level of difficulty where I have to worry about little mistakes like that. If you go back to, like, the Precua collaboration, there were stages where even though I had the full counter team to the stage, I still lost occasionally. So bear that in mind. But this is the final mission. This is stage 9, and you have to beat this one and the first one, but you don't have to beat the whole event. You probably could just beat the whole event. I don't think there'd be anything wrong with that. And it seems like these stages do give gems as a reward anyway, so it's probably worth doing. But that's not what we're going to be doing in this video. We're just going to be beating the stages it's asking us to beat. Now you can see my units got frozen there. Didn't have the right setup to clear away all the ice debuff. So 2 units there did not get to attack, which is a shame. And if I remember correctly, that will happen again here, because I don't think I had a very good combo, but I might be remembering wrong. Let's all watch together and find out, I suppose. I did break it. That's a bit of luck there, to be honest. I think Kirishima was quite instrumental there in breaking that. Now this stage does have like a bomb where you have to get, I think it's yellow, purple or black units to combo in order to defuse the bomb. And you can see I've not defused the bomb there, but still the damage wasn't high enough that it was an issue. And so there are stages where if the bomb goes off, you die. Like, no matter what, it will do so much damage, you're guaranteed to die. This is not one of those stages. Thank you. Thank you so much for making this not one of those stages. And so yeah, I could just pretty much go about this at my own pace. I've got enough units that sort of like heal and stuff, but also the damage I'm putting out is not that bad either. And just barely got it over the line that turn. I probably would have had to take another turn. You know what, 3 turns is okay, considering I didn't get much luck with the matching up the freeze resist units. It was alright. But yes, for the bingo, we're done. That is the end of the bingo. That's 1,000 gems got. But you know what? We have the single summon, which they gave us for free. And, we just got 1,000 gems. We might as well do a free multi. It's not free per se, because I'm using my gems. But we might as well use the gems on a multi and see what we get. But first up, we've got the single. And as you can see, I got the 4-star, which most of you will get. Still worth doing. Still worth doing, because you can get these units. You can get these 5 stars very rarely, but you can get them. And obviously, you got to beat the bingo to get 1,000 gems anyway, so make sure that you do it. And then the multi on the actual banner, which is filled with all the units that everybody wants. I decided not to go all the way, but look, I got a Crescent Moon. That's a guaranteed 5-star, and you can see there is a 5-star in here in the 4th slot. And who did we get? Some guy, not even from the show. Let's go. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.